Hi folks, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Nick, and at last we're back outside. Now I forgot just how bad the wind was when we go on these, so hopefully it's okay for you. Hopefully this is all recording. I'm holding the gimbal so it's a little bit more steady. I'm just getting used to all the modes. But it's a sunny day. It's important to go walking at least once a week if you can do, even if it's around the streets, because your brain sort of like works in a slightly different way. And as we know, this channel is all about the stress busting. So we'll see what we can see today. You might have recognised this walk from before. We're in a vineyard. Yes, there you go. I don't know if that's zoomed in or not. But yes, so I've got a few things I want to talk to you about. Hope you've been enjoying the videos going up, which I'll come to in a moment, and the streams. But at the moment, come with me on a nice relaxing walk. I think I've got cramp in both legs. Come with me on a nice relaxing walk as we go through woodland and grass and probably thorn bushes, and we'll see what we'll go. I've got a proof notes what I'm going to talk about here. But it's all about the stress busting. Let's go, Hugo. Yeah, it's been an interesting week of sport, hasn't it? I don't know if you've been watching the football, but it's always a bit painful being an England fan. I don't know what country you support. If you support Brazil or Germany, you might be doing a bit better. But England, they had a very boring 0-0 against Italy. Well, Mancini, the Italian manager, was playing a lot of these younger players there. We looked very, very average in that. We was lucky to get 0-0. And then I thought, okay, we'll bounce back. This is in the International Cup of Made-Up Cup or something. I thought we'd do all right there, but 0-0. And then we had to play Hungary, and we lost 4-0 at home. 4-0. It's the biggest defeat that England have had at home since 1928. That's a while. That's at least before I was born, despite what people think. Is it time for a new manager? Is it time for Gareth Southgate to make way and... yes, and a new manager coming. I don't know who would go in. Boris Johnson's not very popular as a Prime Minister, is he? So maybe we can have a bit of a swap. Gareth Southgate could be Prime Minister of the UK, and Boris Johnson could be manager of England. I don't think... I remember Boris Johnson in Sports Aid, which just went by, one of the early ones, where it was a bit more fun back then. Boris Johnson wasn't the political nincompoop he is now. But he was playing on the pitch against a German side, and you were supposed to field celebrities and stuff, but the Germans had all fielded ex-football players to try and win the game. We got a bit frustrated, and there's some footage probably still on YouTube of Boris Johnson going in and doing the most alarming tackle of all time. Guy was on the ball, and I think he did a rugby tackle on him, but that's just Boris Johnson, isn't it, really? He's sacked his minister, or his Minister of Ethics has retired, so there's no one now to pull him up about ethics. My dad misheard and thought it was the Minister of Essex had been sacked and thought we didn't have a minister. But no, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So that's football. I think I might start getting into women's football because England do a bit better than that. I think it's the start of either the World Cup or the European Championships. Go England! The last couple of championships, I think, we've... the men's game, we got to the semi-finals, but I think that was a little bit lucky and how that sort of like worked. But yeah, it's grim stuff. It's grim stuff. It's really nice here today. Nice bit of sun. Glad you could come out with me. Have a look over there. There you go. I mean, this bit of the walk is better because it's round the back bits, and I don't think it's an official part of the walk. And so when I get bothered by people having a look at the camera and stuff, want to know what I'm doing, then it gets a little bit trickier there, of course. I think I need an ice cream or something. I've got my straw hat on here because it's like summer. As you can appreciate, I've commented on this before, filming outside is a whole new dynamic to filming No, filming outside is a whole new dynamic from inside. Did I say that the right way? I hope I did. Because there's people about. Now, originally, if you've been watching the channel for a while, I used to come out with a compact camera. 720p. It wasn't as good as this one here by any means. It wasn't a gimbal, it wasn't a proper microphone. And people could, well, I had the power of stealth. I could jump behind a bush, I could quickly put the camera in my pocket. This I'm carrying a motorised gimbal with a fluffy microphone on the top and a camera balanced on it, and it's bright wide. But it comes to a point where you just have to say, for want of a better word, sod it, and I just do what you do, and whenever you come back, cobble the stuff back together. I always go out with a whiteboard there with a few notes on it so I don't go astray. So yeah, I was talking about the England football, wasn't I? If you've got any comments about football in general, you might not follow it at all. My team I follow is Southend United. They're non-league at the moment. They went down last year. I thought they'd bounce back up again, but they haven't. So yes, they looked like it was going to get relegated again. But after a few games, they improved and they finished mid-table. So I'm a Southend boy. There's a few people that watch the channel from Essex as well. Well done, you. But I think it's time we got up and started walking again. I'm not sure how this wind is going to be on the camera. I'm never sure quite what footage I've got when I get back. But anyway, I'm sure I'll cobble it together again. Let's get going, big nose. Ouch. Well, that was darn painful. Who planted, oh my, I've got to go over a gate now. Who planted all those spikes? Oh God, how am I going to get over here? Right, I'll put that there. Ugh. Yes, always on a good walk, there'll be loads of stiles and gates to climb over. It's just craziness. Oh man, this is a bit overgrown to say the least. Absolute crazy town. I mean, when it's been raining, look at that. I don't know if you can see that. When it's been raining, it just accelerates down here, and I don't think they cut it much. Is this a walk or is this some sort of like tropical maze? Oh God, I don't think they want people walking down here. This is supposed to be a public footpath. I mean, how am I going to get past that? Well, we'll go under. We'll go under. Ooh. Well done, Nick. Stupido. I mean, yes. This was a mistake. I need to go further afield. I think I need to go further afield, but I could easily get eaten by a tripid here. This is just mega stupid. You remember that film where Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator was trying to go through the jungle? I feel a bit like this. The only difference being in this one is I don't think the Predator is here. If you are the Predator a bit further along, then let me know. But I don't think he's going to make an appearance here. Right, now this is when it goes onto the motorway, and then we go back again, I believe. Right, okay, right, that way. There it is, the bag of doom. Right, so we've seen the red bag. It's quite dark in here today. So we've seen the red bag, and now we're walking through the woods bit. Well, I'll do a recap on the games at some point, I'm sure, if I don't get kidnapped by, well, there's so many fawns about the place from when last time I come. It's just crazy stuff. Certainly insane in the membrane, this is. Yeah, it's a bit dark in here today. When I get skilled on this camera, I'll have to see if I can turn things like the ISO up. Apparently that lets more light into the lens, which I've tried to do. Well, I've done successfully, I think, on an indoor video, but I need to do here. I just have like the normal settings on this one. Anyway, I occasionally keep hearing, those two don't fit. I occasionally hear some dogs barking in the distance. Let's change the, whoa, right away. In the distance, I can't control the zoom by the gimbal. But yes, hope you've enjoyed the 6 games that have gone up on the channel this week. I'll quickly go through them, so if you want to catch up with those, I'll give you the chance to do so. The first one we live streamed as well. It was called Bobsleigh. Not named after anyone in particular. When I live streamed it, everyone told me their favourite Bobs, whether it be Bob Holness or Bob Carroll G's, or I'm going to get more light that way, no you're not. Or Bob Hoskins, or all the Bobs. Let's see if I can get some more light in this. I'm going to muck about with the ISO in bits here. Well, that seems marginally better. It's marginally. See, I think it was the exposure I mucked about with rather than an ISO. So I'm learning with this camera. So that looks a little bit better. It was quite dark. I've let the lens let a bit more light in. Yeah. So let's start again. So Bobsleigh, that was it. Bobsleigh on the ZX Spectrum 128K. My eyes still a little bit dull. Anyway, that was a pretty good game as I'm being eaten by a gnat bite there. Bobsleigh, the game. I'll get round to it in a minute. The game is doing really a lot in it here. It's animating sort of like polygon graphics of the bobsleigh run. It's doing really cool things. Good sounds coming from the thing, and there's a lot to master as well. I struggled with the brake on the review. Did a little bit better in the live stream out of the two. So you know, there's stuff to be had there. Transformers was the other game we looked at ZX Spectrum wise last Saturday. It's cashing in on the movie franchise, of course, but the game isn't particularly good. It would have sold a few. Tilt the camera. It would have sold a few based on Nick. What are you doing? It would have sold a few based on the name alone. Transformers Robot in Disguise. There you go. You can't put them down unless you take them to the vets, and I suppose you could do. And the other game was Homebrew, which we looked at on Thursday. Chip Rescue by Romantia, also did White Jaguar. Enjoyed playing this one. The guy's a bit tubby, you control around, but he must control 8 bits of a chip. I'm smelling a bonfire now. Am I in trouble? I don't know. Yeah, you must collect 8 bits of a chip and then to complete the game. Good stuff, good stuff. I might get up and walk at the same time. That might be a thing to do. Ugh. Let me know if it gets too light, won't you? On the Commodore Amiga, we looked at a game called Drivin. Now, it's influenced by Power Drift, I would say. The game Power Drift wasn't particularly good on the Commodore Amiga. The conversion wasn't great. On 8-bit games it was a bit better, Commodore 64 and ZX Spectrum. But this one is really attempting too much, really, Power Drift. Drivin, it would have been a great game had they not completely messed up the control system. It feels like you're more controlling a bat from some sort of breakout clone rather than a car, and because of that it suffers a little bit. Yeah, it's fast enough. You've got a number of vehicles, as though all the vehicles are the same, it's just changing the graphic each time, so could have been a lot better than it really was. And then on the Mega Drive we looked at Crossfire, not to get confused with Crossfire on the ZX Spectrum. Yeah, it gives you, it's based on I think Airwolf, I think, from some of the in Japan it's called Super Airwolf. Basically it's divided into stages where you alternate, the sun's gone in, you alternate between helicopter attack bits and run and gun Commodore style bits. It's an interesting game, well worth having a look at. I think it's one of those hidden gems really. Not many people would have known about that game back in the day. So that was Crossfire. Not to get confused with that game Crossfire on the Spectrum, which is like an Operation Wolf sort of like game based in Chicago. And the last game we looked at, but by no means least, that is for sure, was the amazing Melchior's Mansion on the PC. Now, this is the spiritual successor to Attic Attack 2. I absolutely love this game. I'll put up some footage now. Yeah, but Melchior's Mansion there by Richard Jordan and BitBlink Games in 2022. Yeah, I couldn't have asked for more there. I think it's been in development for quite some time. I believe it's also been developed for the Spectrum Next and the ZX Spectrum 128K. Well, it's like Attic Attack, except it's 3D. It keeps all of the same colour palette there. A brilliant game. Different levels of difficulty depending on what character you select. So Stampalot, you get the traditional Attic Attack game, and there's Zeus the Witch, Lester, and another one as well. So really, really cool, and I really recommend that. Melchior's Mansion. A great week of superb games. If you'll remember, I'll give you a shout out a bit later on, but you will know what videos are going up later on in the week with your access to the members sections. Thank you for your support. This week I managed to get out for a walk, as you can see, but time-wise it's already a bit tough juggling a job as well, and I might have to get a second job if things don't pick up a little bit. But anyway, it's all about having a bit of a laugh, so thank you for your support, everyone, and watching the videos. Thank you. This looks particularly tricky, this one. It's very steep. Turned the light on somehow. Well, I turned it off again. Right, I know how to work this. Right, let's go up here. Whoa, whoa. I mentioned the terrible state of the football early on in terms of England. Ooh, there we go, good. I like watching the Formula 1 as well. That is, where are we racing? I think we're going to Canada this weekend, so I'll have an eye on that. It's got a mind of its own, this thing. I think this thing's rebelling, you know. I didn't mean to turn away. Anyway, the Formula 1, I'm back. Maybe this is by Ferrari, this thing. But yeah, I mean, it looks like Red Bull are going to run away with it, I think. It looked like earlier on that Ferrari had the quickest car, and they just proceeded with duff management ideas and pit strategy and engine problems. Leclerc was about 41 points ahead. Now he's about 20 or so behind. And it looks like it's between Verstappen and Perez at the moment. Hamilton and George Russell and Mercedes are nowhere. They're having this porpoising issue, and basically porpoising is something to do with the downforce or something, where the car keeps going up and down really, really fast due to downforce being gained and then lost in quick succession. But anyway, that's their problem. I'm not going to sweat about it. They want the F1 FIA to change the rules just for them. Well, for everyone else as well. Basically, they've gone for a car design that doesn't work. They've got side pods creating less downforce or something. It doesn't fit this porpoising issue, so they have it more than other people. My team, McLaren, they're in a bit of a hole. Lando Norris is doing the best of what he can do. Ricciardo is, well, nowhere really. And his best years seem to be behind him. When he first come on the scene and was in the same team as Vettel, when he went to Red Bull, he beat him, although I'm not sure how bothered Vettel was in that sort of like time span. And now he went to Renault after that. He didn't like racing with Verstappen, thought he was getting favouritism. Renault, he was a bit duff, and then he's gone to McLaren, and Lando Norris has wiped the floor with him, to be honest with you. Maybe it's time, maybe Lando's just brilliant. Maybe it's time for another team, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. I can smell bonfires, so someone's having a bonfire somewhere. That generally, no bonfire smoke without bonfires in it, is that old phrase. Yes, let's go. I don't know if it's half term this week or that was a couple of weeks ago. But I guess this must be the start of the summer then, mustn't it? Right. I look like a bit like the man from Del Monte. Do I say no? No. Let's go for a walk. Let's say yes. I spoke to you briefly about me maybe having to get a second job. I used to work in banking, of course. It's paid a lot more than what I'm doing now. I work on a checkout at a supermarket, and I mean, balance it with the YouTube bit. It's a bit of income there, but not a vast amount. And always I wonder whether I'm doing the right thing. It's tough thinking, how many live streams should I do? How many's too many? How many's too many videos and all that sort of stuff? And so we should like gradually grow the thing. But I'm less stressed than I ever was before, thanks you to the community there. With checkout work, my shift varies. It can be anything from, I don't know, 7 in the morning to 9 in the evening. So I get a second job, it's got to be outside of that. It's tricky going. I'm still thinking it. Hopefully I won't have to do it, but we'll see how things go. Sometimes needs must for the greater good. Prices aren't getting any lower, are they, in the shops and all that sort of thing? But we'll see. I've been walking into work rather than getting the bus. That saved a bit of money. It's not too bad. It's only a couple of miles. I'm quite a fit fellow, so it's not as bad as you would have thought. Oh dear, what's going on with this again? It's not as bad as you would have thought there. But yeah, hopefully with this new camera, well, I suppose it's new, I got it in February, you're getting the high definition. I messed about with the exposure because it's quite dark in here, so the start of the video might be darker than this bit, or this bit might not be light enough either. But anyway, we learn as we go on. ISO, exposure settings, all that sort of thing. It's not an expert channel. We're just having a bit of a laugh there. So yeah, thank you if you're a member on this amazing adventure. Really appreciate. Remember, Nick, to look at the lens, and it makes you look like a divvy. Yeah, so yeah, thank you very much. We'll come to some shout outs in a bit. Okay, so if you want to become a member on the channel and gain access to the member section and help me go and continue, then you can click on the join button. It's not compulsory by any means, so don't worry if you can't. As I say, inflation isn't helped any of us. But yeah, if you want to click on that, then great. If you're on the second tier and above, I appreciate all tiers and all help you give me. But if you go on the second tier above, I'll give you a shout out of your name or anything that you're doing, unless you don't want me to, of course. When I say anything you're doing, doesn't have to be online or anything like that. Okay, so I've got it all written down here in my thing. I think the battery's going on this gimbal, that's why I'm losing it ever so slightly. But anyway, we're all good. So thank you this time round to... can't believe I'm doing this outside now. Thank you very much to Lemmy Barnett, Greyhawk 2. Normally we do this I say normally on that pub talk thing, but I'm not sure we'll be able to do that this week, but who knows. Greyhawk 2, thank you, you two fellas. A big thank you to Gypsum Fantastic, it helps me in the super chats as well on some of the streams. Thank you to Paul Moynihan, thank you Paul, and also Adam Phillips. Thank you to Clinton Johnson and the amazing Avenging Lettuce. You're all amazing, but thank you, Avenging Lettuce. Massive thanks to David B73 making this channel possible, and Dogs, which is a huge supporter. Thank you, Dogs. Yeah, without you and everyone, I would not be here. But you, one of the biggies. Thank you to Obed Brinkman. Thank you, Obed, and all best endeavours, all your musical and film stuff that you're doing. Thank you to Pete James and Jason Arnott's Terrifying House of Obsession. Check out his channel as well. Does a lot of Doctor Who type stuff. GTB Films. N Barrett, thank you. A lot of game suggestions there. Ratty as well. I think, are you from Canada, Ratty? I seem to remember in the thing might be. I might be remembering wrong. Thank you, Ratty. Thank you to Mallard1 and Alf Fairweather, the almighty Alf. Nikki S, thank you for keeping my spirits up, as indeed to Claire Johnson. What Host Snookers, very active on the cosplay scene and on Twitch. I'll have a look at him. Big thank you also to Jeffrey Searby. I'd like to say thank you as well. Big thank you to Steve Norman. Now, Steve runs the blog, retroarcadia.blog. I suppose I better put the links on, which I haven't had to do for a little while. But he runs retroarcadia.blog. Have a look at that, regularly updated. He gave me a shout out on one of the blogs this week as well, so thank you for that, when I reviewed Legend of Cage, which is a good conversion, although a little bit easy, I suppose. Yes, he does a weekly update of games he's been playing, an interesting read. I think this time he's focused on Buggy Boy on the Atari ST. Yeah, it was mixed on various systems there, but he's done screenshots of a few other ones there, including the humble Spectrum. So have a look at retroarcadia.blog, a very well written thing, very professionally done, going from strength to strength. It does look like a professional site. So well done, Steve. You've grown that, and you're doing a fantastic job. A quality writer is Steve Norman, retroarcadia.blog. And indeed, a massive thank you to Steve Q. Now, he's helped the channel massively as well. So thank you, Steve, for all your help. It's not something I expect, so don't put yourself out or anything, but huge thank you for all your assistance, Steve. And, you know, I run out of words to say about the amount of help you provided. So thank you, Steve Q. Massive thank you to Phil Hill and also Chono Baggy. Chono Baggy, he runs, he's a part of a cosplay site on Facebook, which I really think you should check out, or at least like or visit, called Copycats Cosplay. No, it's Copycats Cosplay. I'll put a link up anyway, I haven't written it down here, but it's Copycats Cosplay, I think, facebook.com/Copycats Cosplay. Have a look at that, put up pictures of any cosplay you're doing, unless you're a 40-stone bloke and into Catwoman. I don't think they would appreciate that. But anyway, if that does happen, Chono Baggy, it was nothing to do with me. Have a look at that site, and Chono Baggy is a top bloke, and it's a very friendly place as well. You know, when you go to those sites and you're a bit unsure whether you should be there or not, and worried about pictures and stuff, and everyone have a go at you. They won't have a go at you here, unless you're a 40-stone overweight bloke in Catwoman. But they'd probably be very kind to that as well, such as they are. Also, big thank you to Jason Holmes. All you lot are on the second tier, which is riding the fun train. And hopefully it does feel like you are riding a fun train, because I'm certainly driving the thing, not always at the best, like dodgy gameplay and nonsense chat. I don't know what destination we're going to, but we'll get there eventually. Now to the super duper ooper VIP super people who are on the upper tier in space, baby. Now, thank you, you lot. You are a pretty special bunch, so thank you very much there for all your help. If I had 100 people like you, well, I'd be absolutely laughing, and this channel would be doing all sorts of stuff. So, you know, thank you very much. So, big thank you to S. Jab. You are brilliant. Big thank you to Martin R. You're sensational. Big thank you to Rossi Bossy. He's blooming amazing. Have a look at Ross Bossy's site as well. Give him a lot of shout outs there, but he deserves it. It's rossbossy.itch.io. That's rossbossy.itch.io. Yes, you know you want to. So games you can download for free on that site. One is Re-Enduro. Another one is another one. Well done, I'm back in shot. Another, I need a film crew round with me, that'd make things a lot easier. Re-Enduro, Nifty Lifty 2, that's a good one, and he's currently working on Super 3D Pixel Grand Prix, which I do some of the voice work for. Go Rossi go, rossbossy.itch.io. Check out those free sites, show them some love. If you're on the second tier and above and want me to shout out something for you, either it's a one-off or constantly every week, then let me know and I will be sure to do so. Big nose. Right, okay. We say big nose in a caring way, that is for sure. What else? Yeah, big thank you to Colin Hode. You are a super duper ooper megastar. Thank you for your help and your friendship on Twitter. That is most valued. As is Richard Mitten. Thank you, Richard. Let's go. Hello Richard, I'm back again. I just thought I'd spin around like Michael Jackson. Anyway, your friendship is valued. Thank you, Richard. Big thanks to Tom there. Thank you, everyone. And my good friend in Australia, hope all is well, Graham Webb Key. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, you know, if you want to be a member, please do so. That'll help me out a great deal. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. That'll help a great deal. If you can't afford to be a member, don't worry. Subscribing is enough. It's all about the watch time. And I'm helping you beat your stress, because I'm certainly trying to help me beat mine, keep myself occupied. And that is a good thing as well. There'll be a couple of ZX Spectrum games on the channel tomorrow, as they always are. Members will know what they are in advance. And there'll be a couple of games on Sunday too, as we keep this thing together. Plan is I want to do another Atari 2600 stream at some point. It's a question of fitting it in. I've got a long-term goal of Amiga and Commodore 64, but they are long-term whenever that happens. We'll see how we go with the second job type thing, but hopefully I won't have to do it. And until next time, don't sweat the small stuff. Take great care of yourself. Hopefully you can see me with this light I've been messing about with. And a very fond goodbye. Bye folks, you are tops.
Goodbye. Goodbye, E.
And Jenkin.